Today we're checking out a SUPERSTRAT with a carbon fiber neck. This is the Apollo. Yes, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all having a very good day today. As I mentioned, we've got a SUPERSTRAT style of guitar in the studio with a pretty incredible neck. Let's just take a look at the neck right off the bat. As you guys can see, carbon fiber. I'll just rotate it a bit so you can sort of see a little bit of the neck profile. This is from a company called KLOS guitars. Now they have a history of making instruments with carbon fiber, most notably acoustic guitars, but this is their brand new model, the Apollo. Right, so what exactly makes the Apollo so different, so unique? How does it stand out in a sea of guitars? Well, there's a few things. I'm going to highlight just a few of the things that I think are cool about this guitar. I will link to the full specs in the video description below. Just follow the link and you can get all the specs on the Apollo. Now, number one, the headstock. It's straight up tiny, smaller than Music Man, almost to the point of being like headless. It's tiny. And when you combine it with, the carbon fiber, which is very strong and very rigid, man, you've got an incredibly light guitar. So the neck, doesn't even do a hint of diving. The whole neck portion of this is just so light, makes it very easy to play. Now, on the backside, this is the Apollo Pro, which means it comes with locking tuners. There is a base version of the Apollo, so if you just want the advantages of the carbon fiber neck, but you don't want to pay for some of the extras, that's a nice option to have for sure. Because carbon fiber, you can get this thing wet, you can take it out to the desert and fry it, it's not going to move. That's how stable it is. And of course, it's incredibly strong, which means sustain is very good because it's rigid. So yeah, there's some huge advantages to the carbon fiber for sure. Now on the back side, you can see, well, we've got a little bit of a contoured heel joint and a stepped design from thicker to thinner. So very comfortable to play on the left hand. This version here has 22 frets, but there is a version with 24 frets. We'll look at it in a second. And the other advantage is you can take the neck on and off of this guitar as much as you want. So even though it's not a travel guitar, they do sell a gig bag that kind of incorporates a full-size gig bag that folds down and has a separate pocket for the neck. So if you travel a lot, you can take the neck off with ease. Now on the front side, I think the most striking feature is the carbon fiber pickguard. On this ash body, I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. These are KLOS custom shop blackout pickups, so we'll take a listen to them in a second. And as for the bridge, it's a custom aluminum bridge with brass saddles. Now the brass has been blacked out to match the bridge, so I think that looks absolutely fantastic. Custom aluminum knobs here. You can get this with coil splits, you can get it with 4 knobs, or just something simple like this with 2 knobs. So there's a bunch of different options that KLOS will, put on your guitar should you want it. And as you can see, it's a through body. So the strings go in the back, and with that carbon fiber neck, yeah, just very rigid. 24 3/4 scale on this model. Let's check out the 24 model. Now KLOS also sent in their 24 fret Apollo. So as you guys can see, there's a double dot right by your neck pickup there, indicating an octave above your 12th fret. So 2 full octaves there, and as you can see, Fishman Fluence pickups. So if you want a little bit more of a modern Apollo, the options are there. Here you can see there's a battery compartment for the Fishman Fluence. You can also do all your coil splitting and alternate voicings that come with the Fishman pickups, which is pretty cool. Other than that, the base specs are very, very similar on this guitar. Beautiful carbon fiber neck, locking tuners and stuff. So if you want to spec yourself out a 24 fret guitar with, more options on the pick guard and stuff like that, you can totally do it. All right, you guys, no more messing around. Let's plug it in and see what it sounds like. Right, now that we've heard a few tones on this guitar, I'm going to jam over a backing track. Link to the track, as always, is in the video description below. It's time for the 1 minute solo. So here are my final thoughts on the Apollo guitars. Now the first thing I noticed was the ash body is substantially heavier than the standard body. So this guitar came in at 7.7 pounds, which is still a nice range for a Stratocaster style guitar. But this one here was 6.3 pounds. Incredibly light. If you've never played like a 6-pound guitar, you're in for a treat. They're so light and so easy to play. And with the carbon fiber neck and the small headstock, it just balances perfectly. Like there's no headstock dive, even though it's only 6.3 pounds. Fantastic stuff. Now, that being said, I do love the ash body and the carbon fiber on the front and the back. I just think it looks so stunning, you know, the contrast between it. So, you know, I'll let you decide whether you want to pay the weight penalty or not. Now, I just have 2 examples, so I don't know exactly the range of weights, but I did notice that the ash body is heavier than the standard. In terms of construction, as you would expect on high-end guitars like this, beautiful construction in every way. You can tell these guys have worked with carbon fiber for a long time because these necks are exquisite. Every detail. There's even, when you look at the frets closely, there's almost even some rolling on the fingerboard edge, which I didn't expect. If you look at the area between the frets, it's not a sharp edge. And it's like those kind of details on a guitar neck make all the difference in the world. Now, I was chatting with the guys from KLOS, and they said they use an extremely hard fret wire. They decided not to use stainless steel, similar to what PRS does on their Core series, which are the they're super expensive guitars. So they decided to go with a traditional fret, but with a strength that was very, very close to stainless steel. So these should be lifetime frets. You're gonna have to work real hard to wear them down. So you should never have to replace the frets, which is great to hear as well. And just the variety of, you know, pickups between active or passive, between coil splits and different voicings. They just have a ton of options. So even though, you know, the Apollo Pro versus the standard, all that kind of stuff, there's a long list of options. So if you like, you know, the flexibility of, you know, 2 volumes and 2 tones for each pickup, which does give you a lot of flexibility. Well, you can add it to a standard Apollo, you can add it to a Pro. If you just want like a simple bare bone rocker, you can just go with a 3-way switch and a couple humbuckers, that kind of thing. So depending on what you want, it's nice to be able to spec out a guitar, sort of like a custom shop in some ways, which is really great. So I hope you guys enjoyed the demo of the Apollo. Big thanks to KLOS for sending these guys in for review. They also sent a discount code, so if you're interested in this guitar, it'll save you a few bucks. You can check that down in the video description below as well. Other than that, hope you guys have a great day. Take care.